What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Zay Moolah Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah, and on today's episode, I'll be giving y'all my four favorite college basketball teams for this upcoming basketball season. Now, public service announcement. I'm not saying that these teams are going to be in the Final Four. I'm not saying that either one of these four teams will be winning the national championship, but I'm just saying these are my four favorite. These are teams that I really like to potentially win it. Y'all know college basketball is so crazy, man. It's so many teams. I mean, last year we had freaking Florida Atlantic and San Diego State and Miami, right? All in it at the end, and no one would have expected that, right? It wasn't Kentucky, it wasn't Duke, it wasn't Michigan State. You know, it wasn't some of these blue blood programs. Excuse me. So it's hard to predict college basketball, but again, like I said, y'all, these are my four favorite teams for the upcoming college basketball season. So let's start at the top. And no, it's not the Kansas Jayhawks. No, it's not them. Y'all, I really, really like the Duke Blue Devils this year, led by second-year head coach John Snyder. I really like what Duke is bringing back. Obviously, you got guard Jeremy Roach going into his senior season at this point. Jeremy Roach is a really good guard, brings veteran leadership to their team, which is really something, that I think Duke needs, because Duke does have kind of a young roster. So you got a guy like Jeremy Roach that can bring that veteran leadership. It's definitely going to be big. You got Tyrese Proctor going in his second. I really like Tyrese Proctor. I feel like he came on late in the season. He really struggled early on, but that normally happens. He's a young guard, freshman guard, trying to figure out college basketball and the rules and how the game is played and the level of physicality, that how it goes from high school and it jumps up to the college physicality, excuse me. It's two different things. So I really like what he did late in the season. I also got the big man in the middle, man, Cal Filipowski. Really like this dude. This is the dude, y'all, that could have been a lottery pick, but he decided to come back for his sophomore year at Duke to try to raise his draft status. And I really like Cal Filipowski, man. This is the dude, man, the 7-footer, has great range, great length. He's a good free throw shooter, right? I think he needs to work on his defense a little bit, particularly. I think he could use his length to get some more block shots. But other than that, I really like what he brings to the table. His skill set, like I said, man, long, 7-footer, can pick and pop, can play down low in the post. Just really like his skill set as a big, especially nowadays. These centers nowadays, y'all, you got to be able to shoot the basketball. You got to be able to put the ball on the floor. He can do both. Like I said, needs to work on his defense. I think he can affect more shots and get some more block shots. But I really like Cal Filipowski. And then, man, Mark Mitchell. You talking about second year forward. He's a guy, man, kind of reminds me of Jarace Walker. And it's funny because Jarace Walker actually just got drafted this year by the Indiana Pacers, number 8 overall in the draft. But I like Mark Mitchell, 6'8". He can shoot the three. He can defend. I think he needs to expand his game a little bit, putting the ball on the floor a little bit more. But I like him as a 3-and-D player. That's what he brings to the table. I think he'll make a jump. And so because of that, man, I just like what. And then also, sorry, I forgot to mention this guy, Caleb Foster. I just thought about him. Caleb Foster, obviously, their freshman guard that they brought in. So when I look at Duke, what they're returning, I really, really like it. I feel like, man, Duke is gonna be really fun team to watch. Normally, teams don't return this much production, but they return a lot. I mean, Jeremy Roach, Mark Mitchell, Cal Filipowski, they're returning a lot. Tyrese Proctor, they're returning a lot of production. So I just think their chemistry is gonna be through the roof. Those guys are now used to playing with each other because they all had a year under their belt. For Jeremy Roach, he's entering his senior year. Um, so I just really like what Duke has on paper. I think they're gonna be a strong team in the ACC. I think they're gonna be the best team in the ACC probably. I think Miami's gonna be right behind Duke. But yeah, Duke, man, I feel like this is gonna be a great year for the Duke Blue Devils. I know a lot of people didn't know how they were gonna be. Obviously after Coach K retired, but I think they're in good hands with John Schneider. So yeah, man, Duke is my first of my four favorite teams. My second favorite team, y'all. Let's go down to H-Town. H-Town, stay down. The Houston Cougars, led by head coach Kevin Sampson. Man, Kevin Sampson, y'all, This dude is one of the most intense coaches. If y'all ever watch any Houston Cougars games, this dude will take off his darn necktie, boy, like it's nobody's business. He is so fiery. He brings that energy, man. I really like Kevin Sampson, especially after what he went through, years ago with the whole NCAA thing. So I'm really glad for him, really happy for him. Houston, the last like 4 or 5 years, man, they've been so close, y'all. So close. Obviously going to the Sweet 16, going to the Elite 8. They have been so close to being right there, to contending. And I like what Houston is bringing back. As I mentioned earlier, I was talking about Mark Mitchell, and I compared him to Jarace Walker. Jarace Walker, they lost him and Marcus Sazerac to the draft. Marcus Sazerac, man, was their star guard. And Jarace Walker was their star forward. But even though they lost both of them, y'all, I just like what Houston still kept, though. And for the fact that they were able to bring in LJ Cryer from the Baylor Bears, I really loved it. That was a really good pickup for them, man. He ended the transfer portal, and the fact that Houston was able to get him all teams. So it helps Houston. Obviously, he's a big loss for the Baylor Bears, but he is a huge get for Houston. I think he can replace Marcus Sazerac. He can replace Marcus Sazerac. LJ Cryer brings a lot of experience to the team, just like Marcus Sazerac did. He's going into his senior year. They bring back Jamal Shead. So I really like the two guards they got, LJ Cryer and Jamal Shead. That's why I really like Houston, because that veteran leadership, you talk about both of those guys are going into their senior seasons. Also, Jawan Roberts, he's coming back as well for his senior season. So, and Damian Dunn, guard, 6'5" guard. So to me, when you look at Houston, again, this is a veteran team, but bringing in LJ Cryer and then Jamal Shead coming back for his senior year, y'all. Those are two really heady guards right there. They play defense. They play with a lot of tenacity, and they can knock down the three. I really like Houston to make some noise. Obviously, Houston moved to the Big 12 this year, but I don't think there's gonna be a problem, man. When you got a head coach like Kevin Sampson and you got LJ Cryer and Jamal Shead, two veteran point guards, I think Houston's gonna be A-OK, man. So Houston is my second favorite team, y'all. Really high on the Cougars this year, and I'm hoping for big things for them boys, because they've been so close. Next up, y'all, let's head to the Bluegrass State. As y'all see, Kentucky ranked number 16th in the country. And y'all, I know, we've heard it. Kentucky don't got it no more. John Calipari, he washed up. But man, y'all, this team that he got this year, I think this is one of the best teams he's had literally in probably 9 or 10 years. I mean, my gosh, Kentucky went big game hunting, y'all. And this class that they brought in, led by Justin Edwards, I think Justin Edwards is going to be the best freshman in all of college basketball. Justin Edwards is a 6'7" forward. Man, he's super long, versatile, can handle the rock, can shoot the three. But I really love his athleticism, man. Really love his athleticism on both ends of the court. If you watch Justin Edwards, that athleticism shows up, man. Not just offensively with him getting to the rack, with him making highlight reel dunks, but also defensively, man. He can guard 1 through 4. I just really love Justin Edwards. This kid is going to, man, like I said, y'all, I think he's going to be the best freshman in college basketball. I really like some Justin Edwards. This kid is going to be the real deal at the NBA level, but yeah, man, and he's gonna be the real deal at the college level. Next, man, you see they signed DJ Wagner. For all my real NBA fans out there, y'all know DJ Wagner is the son of, yes, DJ Wagner Sr. As y'all remember, man, DJ Wagner Sr., that man was a bad man back in the day. For those in the early 2000s, for those y'all that don't know, DJ Wagner was a bad man. At one point, he was seen as like the best point guard in the nation. And so now you got his son, and also he's the grandson of Milt Wagner. So DJ Wagner, man, he comes through a great family, a great family of athletes, and so now they pass the baton, they pass the torch to him, and I think he's gonna run with that baton. Really like DJ Wagner. He's a little undersized, but I love his playmaking ability. And I think on a team like Kentucky, when you have all the scores that they have, they don't really need DJ Wagner to score. I know he needs to work on his jump shot, but I think his playmaking ability and his toughness is going to be needed for Kentucky. Because when you look at Kentucky, man, The last few point guards that they've had, that's how they've been. Even you look at going back a little bit, when they had the Harrison brothers, Andrew Harrison, they were still some tough guys, and I think I expect nothing less from DJ Wagner. Again, he needs to work on his jump shot, but I think his playmaking ability is what's gonna really stand out. Next, man, they also brought in Aaron Bradshaw, and Aaron Bradshaw, y'all, is seen as the best center prospect. He was seen, as the best center prospect coming out of high school this year. Love Aaron Bradshaw, man. Kind of a throwback center, 7-footer, back to the basket, kind of big. I can't wait to see how his jump shot looks this year. I think it's going to be key for him. But, yeah, Aaron Bradshaw, man, he's a throwback center, y'all, back to the basket, rim runner. He can get he can block a lot of shots. And he's a great rebounder. But like I said, he's more of a throwback center, but has great speed, has great versatility to him. But, yeah, more of a throwback kind of big, but still cannot wait to see what Aaron Bradshaw can do, man, with these Wildcats. And I just, like I said, y'all, Kentucky, I mean, look at that class. And then I cannot forget about also, man, they brought in Rob Dillingham, man, also known as Robert Dillingham, but I think he just likes being called Rob Dillingham. Brought him in. He's another point guard, a 6'2". Him and DJ Wagner are kind of similar. He's a better scorer at this point than DJ Wagner, but I think DJ Wagner is a little bit better defender and a better passer at this point. But it's good because you get the best of both worlds. You get one point guard, he's more of a scorer. You get the other point guard, he's more of a defender, facilitator at this point. Great, man. It's great to have that balance right there. That's a good problem to have. So when I just look at Kentucky, y'all, looking at that class they brought, it's a very strong class. Like I said, to me, John Calipari has not had this kind of team in 9 or 10 years, y'all. I think that's why Kentucky has struggled because, no disrespect, but you look at the last few years, Kentucky has been trying to rely on, like, juniors and seniors, right? That ain't big Kentucky. Y'all know Kentucky, man, they always have what? All the 5-star prospects, the one-and-done guys, and finally they get back to that because seeing who they have, man, on this team. Like I said, Justin Edwards and DJ Wagner, Rob Dillingham, man, and Aaron Bradshaw. I mean, that is an absolute stacked freshman class. It's gonna take this time, right? Because this is a really young Kentucky team. As I mentioned, Houston is a veteran team, right? Duke is kind of a veteran team. This is the flip side of that, y'all. Kentucky's a really young team, obviously inexperienced, but I think when they finally understand the ropes of college basketball, this team is going to be a force to be reckoned with. They're going to be very dangerous. And lastly, my fourth favorite team in college basketball, ranked number 21 in the country. I love LA, California, love. Let's go to Southern California. USC. Yes, sir. USC, man, is my fourth favorite team in college basketball. We know the last few years, USC has actually had a pretty solid basketball program. Obviously, 2019, they had Onyeka Okongwu. Onyeka Okongwu currently is playing for the Atlanta Hawks. He was the 6th overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft. Now, was the year after that, man, they had the Mobley brothers, Isaiah and Evan Mobley, who are both in the NBA right now, both currently playing for the Cavaliers. Obviously, Evan Mobley was the number 3 pick in the 21 draft. And now, look who they have. Isaiah Collier. Let me talk about this young man. Isaiah Collier, y'all, let me tell y'all something. Let's full screen it. Isaiah Collier, this dude is one of the most explosive, strongest guards I have seen in a long time. Because I've seen a lot of quick guards, Ja Morant, Russell Westbrook, obviously D Rose. But y'all, he has the strength, he has the power, and he has the explosiveness all wrapped into one. Isaiah Collier, I call this dude Heat dude. He is literally like a bowling ball out there, like for real. He is a bowling ball. He's 6'3", but very strong, very built. And them, bro, when he gets down that lane, y'all, he gets a full head of steam. The finish just bounce off him. This dude is so explosive. He's so quick. He's so strong and physical. He does need to work on his shooting. He does need to work on his free throw shooting in particular. But I love with the energy that he plays with, man. And defensively, y'all, he brings that same tenacity. You see his athleticism is on full display on that end as well. So Isaiah Collier, I think he's going to be the best guard in all of college basketball. Let me repeat. I think Isaiah Collier is going to be the best guard in all of college basketball. Not only does this brother have my name, but he's the real deal for it. Y'all need to watch Isaiah Collier play, man. He had 25 points in that freaking McDonald's All-American game. That's hard to do. In a McDonald's All-American game, when you're playing with other five-star players out there, he stole the darn show, y'all. Again, he struggled from the free throw line that game. I think he went 5 or 10 or 5 or 11 from the free throw line. Right, and in high school, he struggled from the free throw line. So that's the area he needs to get. And then shooting in general, that's the area he needs to get better at. But, man, he has everything else you want. He's also a very, very, very great playmaker. So he has the athleticism. He has the explosion. He has the playmaking, the intensity on the defensive side. Love Isaiah Collier. Y'all like Zay, talk about that dude. I ain't getting to him yet. Next up, we got Boogie Ellis. Boogie Ellis had his best year, y'all, last year. Averaged nearly 18 points a game. Very good shooter. I think he shot about 38, 39% from three. Best season from Boogie Ellis right there. Really like what Boogie Ellis did. I think his first couple years, he really struggled. I think for Boogie Ellis, he had to get used to the physicality, man. Let me tell y'all something, bro. High school basketball is one thing, but college basketball is a totally different thing, y'all. Totally different thing. Totally different thing. And sometimes for these young guards, especially for the young guards, it can take them some time to get used to the physicality of the college game. But Boogie Ellis got it. Like I said, last year had his best season. He's coming back, man, playing with a lot of confidence. I expect him to be like that kind of Lou Will kind of player, right? Be that spark plug for them. Come in and get you baskets. Is Boogie Ellis a great defender? No. Is he a great passer? No. But he can get them buckets, y'all. He can shoot it. That's why I said I think he's going to be like a Lou Williams kind of player. Be that spark plug. Come in, he can get you 15 points in about 10 minutes. So I like Boogie Ellis, and I like Isaiah Collier. But finally, we have that man himself, man, Bronny James. And let me just go ahead and say this, okay? Y'all, Bronny James can actually play basketball. I know some people gonna say, well, he just LeBron's son. He's LeBron's son. No. Bronny is a really good player, y'all. Really good player. He really reminds me of like Drew Holiday. He reminds me of Drew Holiday with more athleticism, right? Like Bronny can actually really dunk. Obviously, Drew Holiday is not that athletic. He can't really dunk like that. But when you look at Bronny, he's a really good shooter, really good catch and shoot 3-point shooter. He's heady. He's very smart. Y'all wonder why? Y'all wonder where he gets his basketball IQ from. Yeah, I think he gets it from that man, LeBron James. But he's a very heady player, very smart, disciplined, very disciplined. Excuse me. And man, Bronny's a very great defender. He's not just a solid or good defender. No, Bronny is a very great defender. Very great defender. I love what USC has. I think this is one of the best teams USC has had collectively, right? When they had Evan Mobley and Isaiah Mobley there, it was just them. When they had Onyeka Okongwu there, it was just him. But now, Boogie Ellis, Isaiah Collier, Bronny James, they got a three-headed monster. They even got, y'all, they even got Dennis Rodman's sons on the team. So we're going to see what he can do. But I just love what USC has. I really, really do. Feel like it's going to be a great year for them. So let's recap. My first favorite team, Duke. Second favorite team, Houston. Third favorite team, Kentucky. My fourth favorite team, USC. Now, y'all, like I stated early in the video, does this mean these teams are going to be in the Final Four? This going to be what the Final Four is? Heck no. Does this mean either one of these teams are gonna win the national championship? Heck no. Hard to predict those things. Hard to predict those things. These are just my favorites right now. These are teams that I like coming into the season. But it's hard to predict. I couldn't even give y'all. If I had to give you a prediction, I couldn't even give you a prediction right now. I couldn't. I couldn't give you a prediction. I would say maybe Duke. If I had to pick the national championship game, I would say Duke. Maybe Kentucky if they can get it together. But I would say probably Duke and Michigan State right now. I would probably say that. Even though I do worry about Michigan State because I'm like Michigan State the last few years have kind of been slacking off, but maybe Michigan State. But y'all, it's hard to predict that stuff. It is. Because college basketball, y'all, that's the beautiful thing about college basketball. Every year when you think you know who the top teams are gonna be, then you got a team like San Diego State coming out of nowhere. A couple years ago, y'all remember it was what St. Peter's came out of nowhere and upset Kentucky. Norfolk State, I mean, it's upset team. Like y'all see what I'm saying? College basketball is so hard to predict because when we get to the tournament time, it's one game, anybody can win it. We saw UMBC, they beat Virginia. We saw St. Peter's, they beat Kentucky. Right? We've seen so many upsets. Y'all remember back in the day, Lehigh beat Duke. So we seen with CJ McCollum. So we seen so many upsets happen. Hard to predict this stuff. But these are my 4 favorite teams. Let me repeat. Duke, Kentucky, Houston, and USC. I want y'all leave some comments, man. Tell me, who are y'all favorite college basketball teams heading into this season? That was another episode of the Zay Mullah Sports Podcast. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Y'all know I'm gonna end it, man. God bless. I love y'all. Peace.